Today on the channel, we're going to take a look at the intro to Hot for Teacher. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the intro to Hot for Teacher by Van Halen. I'm tuned to A standard or E standard. Normally Van Halen tuned down about a quarter of a step with the David Lee Roth albums, but we're tuned to standard today. Just to keep things simple, alright? So this song is in A, and it employs some really cool tapping techniques that Eddie is really well known for. So I'm going to show you how this tapping thing goes in the beginning, and then we're going to do a little bit of that. I'll show you that as well, all right? Just to get you started and have some fun this weekend. So I'm going to demonstrate this first, how it's played, and I'm going to break it down step by step for you, okay? So let's check it out. Hopefully I'll get it right. If not, I will use the power of editing to make it look perfect. Near perfect, maybe. All right. Here we go. So there you go. That's pretty close. Good enough, right? Good enough. All right, so we're going to take the first tapping sequence is going to be on the low A string. This is what makes this part complicated. This piece is it ascends and it descends, and it's got an open note in it. All right, so every time that we do this pattern, we're going to be going up the pattern in the arpeggio, then back down with an open string, and getting that to sound clean is really tough. I mean, I don't think it's easy. I've been doing this, man. I've been trying to play this song right since probably since like 1987, 88, man. When I was learning how to play guitar and I was getting, decent. I still struggle with it. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, it's tough, and it's a big stretch. If you're not used to stretching your hands out, you're gonna really start feeling the pain right here. And I'm already feeling it because I don't tap as much as I used to. So it'll get better. It'll get better as you keep doing this. You'll notice your finger strength and your stretching will get there. Trust me on that. But don't overdo it. Take breaks. So the first pattern Eddie liked to do. He's doing an A minor arpeggio. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm on the 12th fret. This pointer finger is always going to stay up here on this 12th fret for this entire intro lick. You're never going to move off the 12th fret, and you're going to pluck these strings lightly to start them. You got to get the string, the momentum going somehow. So when you pluck this string, this A, then you got to hammer on to this C right here on the 3rd, and then hammer on with your pinky on the 7th. All right, so there you go. Then back down. Now watch this. I'm going to pluck, pull off, and then pull up, and then hammer on. Now you got to get that going fast so it sounds like. Now after you do that 4 times, it slides up 2 frets and we go. All right, so it's going to start off. and then we go down to the D string, do the same exact pattern, but it ends differently. It goes. All right, so we got a little bit of a rest on this, on the 9th fret on the D string. So what I'm doing there is I'm doing the same pattern. Go up 2 frets. And we end right there on the 3rd time through. Now this one on the G string only does each one twice. And we repeat. Now this one ends, the second time we do it, it ends earlier with that pinky on the 9th fret. So slowly, slowly. Okay. And then this last part goes. And what that's going to be is, it starts off on the 5, 6, or 5, 7, 8, and then 12th. But we're going to pluck this note like this. We're going to pluck the string to get it going. And then we're going to go. Now this, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. I'm going to show you symmetrically. This hand is just going to go. So it's going to go 8, 7, 5 all the way down like this. Before we go into the little boogie woogie riff, right? But we're gonna start it off by going. He repeats that twice. It almost sounds like on the record he goes twice. But he also if you listen to it carefully, he starts. He leads into it with a. It's very hard to do. So in slow motion, we're going to take it from the beginning. It's really hard to do, man. It's easier to do it faster. All right, so I'm going to put the tablature on the screen, so you just got to play that slow and work on getting each note to sound clearly and try to get each one to stand out when you're doing this tapping. Okay, cool. So when he slides down, when he does this, we're going to slide down and we're going to hit an A chord with an F sharp, which is an F sharp minor. Great chord. So what I'm doing there is I'm hitting the F sharp with my thumb, and that first in this A chord, just the first 3 notes of an A with my pointer finger. It's got to go dick 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 dick, kind of like a Harley Davidson idling. It's swing. You know, the Van Halens played swing. That's what separated Van Halen music from the rest of the metal bands in the 80s, is Van Halen knew how to swing because of their dad. And big band jazz. This song is like a big band jazz tune. It's almost like listening to Glenn Miller, In the Mood. Van Halen swung. So much of that early Van Halen stuff had that swing feel to it, which is fantastic. You know, that's what made them unique and makes them stand out to this day. So you got to get that swing. It's that. And the best way I can describe to get into that is you've got to hit that chord and you got to hear that swing in your head. When you hit that chord, it gives you a chance to feel that bass drum doing, because Al is swinging on that bass drum. And this is a hard part to get. This is almost harder than doing the tapping, because you got to get that feel right. And not saying I'm getting it perfect either. I'm not Eddie, but so we go. So I'm doing there is a lot of Eddie's power chords he's doing on this are just the D and the G string together. So this is what makes this riff easy now, because he's going to be going just like we're taking that A, and then we're going to go up to the C and go, which is a C to a B. So we're going to go. Then what I did there was I went open D and G. I went to an A, slide from the first to the second. So from the beginning, back to this. One more time. Then. So what I went there was the 10th to the 7th. So I went from an F to a D to the 4th. Open D to G. So I went. That's kind of weird. That's an open D and G. We're going 1 to 2. From the beginning. And we go. Once again, then we go. What that is an E. And they're doing like a sus, which is, so if you take this E chord and then you add this sus, which is the G string on the 2nd fret, resolve to an A. So from the very beginning of that little shuffle all the way through, slowly. Then we got to roll back on our volume a little bit. Eddie liked to roll back on his volume because it took a tone like, it made it sound like. Eddie's guitars were set up to have a really fast volume where he could roll off very low resistance volume, so he could just flick it and be off really quick. So when we roll back, we're going to take the A chord, we're going to put our pick between our middle finger and our palm like this, so you'll be picking with it. Now you got to put your pick quickly in like this, like a magician, and roll back on the volume. And we're going to take our thumb, our pointer finger, and our middle finger, and we're going to pull on the A, D, and G string when we're fretting an A. So we're plucking, and then we're going to take our pinky, we're going to put our pinky on the 5th fret on the G string and pull off. So before we start pulling off, it's the A chord, just A, E, A. All right, so no triad in there. And he's going to take this C, so it makes it a minor. And we're going to bend it up to a major. The blues and rock and roll go hand in hand, and the blues always take these major and minor thirds. Stuff like that. This really shows Eddie Van Halen's love for ZZ Top and Billy Gibbons. I've always said Eddie's biggest influence in the 70s and 80s, early 80s, was Billy Gibbons. I never hear him talk about Billy Gibbons, but man, when you listen to Take Your Whiskey Home and Fools and some of those early songs, and then you listen to Hot for Teacher, it's like ZZ Top on nitrous. So what I'm doing there is I'm going. So I'm just plucking with my hand. We're going to put our pinky up here on the 5th fret on the G string, and I'm pulling off like that, bending up a little bit, and that's the rhythm. Sometimes you don't pull up. Sometimes you just leave it minor. The way I play that lick is I go. What I'm doing there is I'm on the A string. I go up to the 7th fret, which is an E. I go. So I'm picking the low A. I had to think about it for a minute. Sorry about that. I'm picking it with my thumb. I go. So it's a hammer-on. I'm going open A, then I go, which is 5, 6, 7. And then I pluck with my middle fingers. I put my pointer finger on the 5th fret, and then I take my pinky and my ring finger on the 7th fret and go. And I play that D, and I bend it up a little bit. So in slow motion, I'm going. So there you go. I hope that wasn't too fast. I hope that explains everything decently. If not, look back in the video and go over it. I try to make these easy to understand and not too complicated, but a lot of insight into Eddie's playing. But what works for me and what I have done over the years that give me the tone, the tone and the sound that I think works. So, anyways, if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Comment below, and as always, have a great day. Peace out.